Okay, absolute last topic is actually on the SQL Server side, but because the .NET 8 version of Entity Framework made a change and enhancement, it totally unlocks the world of document databases. In the .NET 8 era, architecturally, the problem of figuring out where to store data and how to store data, you're consolidated again. Yeah, there's a theme I've said multiple times: consolidated, simplify. When we said, you know what, this isn't quite relational data. I don't want to store it as relational. Maybe we reached for Cosmos. Maybe we reached for Mongo, um, and used a document database. SQL Server several versions ago started natively supporting the JSON type, and it's got the binary type. But just like 20 years ago, there was the open XML function in SQL Server where you could have XML types and you could kind of deep query into an XML fragment. You can do the same thing with open JSON. You can deep query into a structured bit of JSON. Well, now Entity Framework natively supports this. So I can choose with my mapping if I want a collection hanging off of a class to be mapped relationally to a different table in my SQL Server schema, or if I want the entirety of that collection to be serialized into JSON and stored as a JSON document in a particular column in a SQL Server table. Because SQL Server for several versions has natively had document type columns and document tables. And now Entity Framework has caught up with the right model to make that seamless for .NET 8 applications. And so once again, if we have different data types, we don't have to have two databases. We can use the full power of SQL Server, it, regardless if we have document type data or relational data, or very realistically, and most of the time, a mix of the two, depending on what it is. And we can choose how to store it per class and per property with the Entity Framework mappings. So that's really, really interesting. All right. To close up, the good news is that the DevOps environment for .NET 8 applications doesn't change. Some of the steps get simpler when .NET Aspire come out, but it's still the same. We still have to do the 3 steps of continuous integration. We still have to have a minimum of 3 environment types: production, a manual test environment, and a test automation environment. And we still have to have the same process. And by the way, this is our DevOps architecture poster. This is actually the top third of that poster. This is the full poster. It's meant to be 2 foot by 3 foot printed out. If you'd like a high resolution copy of this DevOps architecture poster, then just send me an email or fill out the link in the chat and request it. We'd be happy to send you a high resolution PDF of this poster. And finally, we know software projects are hard, but yours doesn't have to be. And so if you want to take advantage of our effective software team assessment to help you improve the effectiveness of your team so that your project can go as well as it can, then just go to clearmeasure.com and the link is right there on the screen. Fill it out, get an instant score. And of course, filling that out comes with a free consultation if you want to take advantage of it.